Hello, welcome to my channel WWE Pulse.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Know What You Should. I am your host, and today we are going to be talking about something that is very near and dear to my heart, a topic that is not often discussed enough in this wrestling business, an entity that some people love and some people hate, but none can deny its impact and its power. Today we are going to talk about the internet wrestling community. Now, before I continue any further here, I just want to make it clear that when I say internet wrestling community, I don't mean all wrestling fans who follow wrestling via the internet. I mean a very specific subsection of that group. So let me explain. IWC is a collective term for a passionate group of wrestling fans who consume wrestling content, discuss wrestling, spread wrestling rumors, and voice their opinions on wrestling, storylines, talent, and events on the internet, primarily through social media platforms such as Twitter and Reddit. This community is so passionate about professional wrestling that they spend a lot of time talking about it. And I mean a lot of time. They will engage in lively debates about the intricacies of wrestling the legitimacy of wrestling moves, and the overall quality of wrestling. And some people, whether they are WWE superstars, managers, agents, or even keep tabs on these conversations, because sometimes the WWE has been known to adjust creative decisions based on feedback from the IWC. Now, other times, they couldn't care less. One of the most fascinating aspects of the IWC is how much time and effort its members dedicate to tracking down and sharing the latest wrestling news and rumors. These individuals will go to great lengths to dig up dirt on their favorite wrestlers and wrestling events, and they will not hesitate to share their findings with the rest of the community. Sometimes this leads to wild speculation and outlandish theories, but other times it leads to legitimate scoops and insider information. And while the IWC is a diverse community made up of people from all walks of life, there are some common characteristics that most members have in common. For starters, most IWC members are very knowledgeable about wrestling history and can talk for hours about their favorite wrestlers and wrestling year. They can also be extremely dedicated to their favorite wrestlers, sometimes to a fault. And while most IWC members are reasonable and rational people, there are always a few bad apples who take things to the extreme. These individuals may engage in personal attacks against those they dislike, or make threats against anyone who dares to criticize their favorite wrestler. Fortunately, these people are few and far between, and do not represent the majority of the IWC. Despite their passion for wrestling, though many members of the IWC can come across as elitist and judgmental, which often leads to tension between them and the more casual wrestling fans. Some members of the IWC believe that wrestling is dying and that it is up to them to save it. This belief often leads them to become overly critical of WWE programming, which can alienate casual fans who just want to enjoy the product. In addition to being elitist and judgmental, some members of the IWC can also be extremely negative and cynical. This negativity can be off-putting to casual fans and can create a toxic environment that makes it difficult for new fans to feel welcome. For example, some members of the IWC will complain about anything and everything, no matter how small or insignificant it may be. They may criticize a wrestler's appearance, question the legitimacy of a move, or doubt the validity of an injury. And while complaining is a natural human behavior, it becomes a problem when it is constant and excessive. The negativity can be exhausting and can make it difficult to enjoy the product. And while the IWC is a passionate and dedicated group of individuals, their influence on WWE programming has been a source of debate and controversy. Some argued that the IWC has a positive influence on WWE, helping the company to produce better content and storylines that cater to the hardcore wrestling fans. They point to instances where the WWE has responded to fan feedback and made changes to their programming as evidence of the IWC's influence. However, others argue that the IWC has a negative influence on WWE, that the constant criticism and negativity from the IWC can be detrimental to the company. Its creative process and can lead to a watered-down product that does not satisfy anyone. As you guys know, the WWE has been known to cater to the hardcore fans at times, but sometimes the result is not always the best. This can create a sense of entitlement among some members of the IWC who believe that they have the right to dictate how the product should be and become frustrated when their demands are not met. There are a few reasons why the IWC behaves this way. First of all, the IWC is a highly passionate group of individuals who love professional wrestling more than anything else in the world. They live and breathe wrestling, and they want nothing more than for the product to be the best it can possibly be. However, their passion often gets the better of them, and they end up coming across as overly critical and judgmental. Second, the IWC is a tight-knit community, and its members feel a sense of responsibility to protect the product from outsiders who do not understand it. They believe that they are the true wrestling fans and that anyone who disagrees with them is a poser or a sellout. And finally, the IWC is a highly intelligent group of individuals, and they use their intelligence to dissect every aspect of professional wrestling. They're able to see through the kafab and understand the business side of wrestling, which allows them to criticize the product in a very detailed and analytical way. However, they sometimes take their intelligence and analysis to an extreme and end up creating unnecessary drama and controversy. Overall, the Internet Wrestling Community, or IWC, is a fascinating group of individuals who have a deep passion for professional wrestling. While their influence on WWE programming has been a source of debate and controversy, there is no denying that the IWC has a significant impact on the wrestling industry as a whole. Their dedication to the sport, their willingness to speak their minds, and their ability to mobilize quickly on social media platforms like Twitter and Reddit make them a force to be reckoned with. Love them or hate them, the IWC is here to stay and will continue to shape the future of professional wrestling for years to come. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts about the IWC. How do you feel about the influence that they have on WWE programming? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? Also, if there are any other topics in wrestling that you would like me to tackle in a Know What You Should episode, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who supports me on Patreon. Your support means more to me than you'll ever know. and it really helps me keep this channel going. If you're not currently a supporter but you're interested in supporting me, please check out the link in the description below. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Okay guys, thank you for watching my videos.